Hi everyone, welcome to Sports Company with me, Adi and Rishi. It's time to talk about the IPL retentions for the 2025 season. It set us up nicely for the auctions. Of course, there's a lot of excitement because there have been some interesting calls by multiple franchises, and it's sort of opens up like the auction entirely, doesn't it? It's always interesting to discuss retentions, to see in what direction like each franchise is sort of going in. Yeah, cliched, but we will start with RCB because it's majority RCB in the house. Um, it's it's so weird to not see Virat Kohli in an RCB shirt, right? Like, and it's almost like assumed that every year he's going to go on just playing for RCB till he dies, whatever. But do you guys think the call to retain Virat was right? Before we discuss that, I just give you the RCB retentions. You just three retentions. You've got Virat Kohli, Yash Dayal, and Rajat Patidar, the three Indians who've been retained by RCB, which means they've got three RTMs as well, heading into the auction, which sort of puts them in a good place if they want to go for somebody like a Mohammad Siraj or somebody like I don't know, I guess like a Will Jacks. So yeah,
While all not retaining Cameron Green, huh?
brother, he's injured. Otherwise, they would have retained him. No, I
Hmm.
would have loved to see Cameron Green at RCB. I would think it's pretty clear. No, like that's the reason they
Also,
retained.
no Faf.
Yeah, very interesting. But again, like in the video that they released, that RCB released, and Andy Flower is clearly said Faf is not in the plans. So
Hmm.
I don't expect RCB to sort of RTM Faf yeah, at all. So that's where we are. Adi, da, what's you're the again fellow RCB fan. What do you think make of the retentions? Virat again, highest paid 23 crores. How do you say it? 21 crores. How do you say it?
Highest Indian.
The highest Indian.
Yeah, I mean, pricing wise, it really doesn't matter. It's the same for every team.
Yeah.
We're going into the auction with the second highest purse, right? I think we're very well set in that sense. I mean, three pretty much decent options like Yash Dayal, Indian seamer, left arm. You can't get so many left arm seamers in India for such a cheap price. Plus, he had a decent performance last year. So can't really blame that for 4 crores. I think he came for 5 crores last year, for 4 crores this year, so it's pretty chill. Then obvious choice Virat, we all knew was going to get eaten. 21 crores, 18 crores, it really doesn't matter because we are in our own. There is a certain budget which we have to stick to, and it is within that budget anyways, right?
Yep. Yep.
So that's that. And yeah, I was only surprised with Butler. I think still 11 crores is too much. We have an RTM anyways. I think we could have just seen how the auction goes because we could have just retained, you know, in my opinion, I would have loved to retain Maxi over Butler because only for the fact that Maxi is one of the best T20 players ever. And I just can't take, with the options right now in the market, I think he would have been a very good option for us. And
Hmm.
he's been there for what, 3, 4 years, and he was solid the entire time. I think we should have just kept him. And getting into particular 14 crores, 11 crores, whatever you say, it's a bit too much, bro. Because I don't think any team would have gone in for that much money because no team has that much money to spend on him anyways. So like we know they're going to be big players like KL or Pantire where people are going to burn their cash anyways. You could have easily got him for 5, 6 to 8 crores where you would have saved like 4 crores, 3 crores anyways. So like that's one, not even what, 6 crores we could have saved if we really didn't retain particular. And I think the team was like they just didn't want to risk it. But you look at the other teams, every teams are already stacked. You see Chennai don't have money, Mumbai don't have money, your KKR doesn't have money. Delhi to an extent also won't have that much money to spend. Punjab does, but I would think they would go for other players anyways. So like I think even at the end, if we had to spend 14 crores, there was no point of, retaining him for 11 crores. Anyways, at the end of the day, it's 14 crores, which allows us to, use. I think we could have got him for cheaper. And again, spending 14 crores for me on particular, it's like
Hmm.
crazy downgrade compared to Max. So that's the only downside for me. But, can't help it. That's where the team was
Yeah.
going to go, I guess.
So I think again, like Maxwell, they've clarified in the video that uh, it didn't even look like they gave a proper justification, which means that they didn't really discuss Maxwell to the extent that we probably like you probably would have
No,
expected.
he
Looking
said, bro. Mo Bharat said like they wanted to keep Indian core. Like you see,
exactly,
every
yeah,
team in the
that's what.
IPL they only kept barely any foreigners apart from your KKR and Delhi. Everyone generally have their Indian core that's been retained. Mumbai,
Yeah, yeah.
CSK, like all the teams have only retained like the core, foreign core. Like every team apart from KKR, obviously, because that entire team is built on Russell Narayan. You couldn't take them out. Even Russell was the doubt till the end moment. You see Rajasthan, they've dropped players like Bolt, Butler. I
There
think
like
every,
actually there were rumors that initially they didn't plan on like Russell retention, and then the news got leaked apparently, and then that led to a lot of backlash, and then Russell asked a lot more money, and then they settled on this. Like in the
Yeah,
end, they
yeah,
had to give in. It seems.
yeah. We'll go to KKR. I just think
Hmm.
from an RCB perspective, bro, Maxi is too much of a risk. I think Rajat, he'll sort of
over
give you
Patidar, an unknown
100% for me.
31
For
year
me,
old guy.
100%. Yeah, for me,
Patidar is a
100%.
big unknown. He's the biggest risk RCB ever
No.
taken.
I
Like,
think,
I
bro, I
don't know
think this is going
anything
to
you
be.
can get from him.
No, I think
And he's missed
Patidar,
the season, by the way.
bro, this season, if Patidar gets to bat at three and he consistently
If
bats at three,
again this,
he's
if he
going to.
gets this, if he
No. Yeah,
gets
I think he
that,
will bat at three, bro. If they've relied on him
bro,
and they've said,
please.
you know what, he's going to be one of
So
our
now,
retention,
like
there's a lot of
last
faith
year,
in him.
also you were like, he needs to bat at three. He can't face. I
Yeah,
mean,
Rishi, but once he
he's
did bat at
facing
three,
new
once he
ball
batted at three, how many runs did he score? He scored a
in
50 almost
power
every
play. He
game.
can't bat in
No,
power
he didn't
play.
bat at three. Will Jacks batted at three last season, by
Yeah,
the way.
whatever, three or four. Whenever he
Yeah.
batted, when he batted in
What?
that middle order, he was really good.
He
Like
played
when he
for them
used
for the
to,
entire season. He
bro,
played in the
no, he
same
didn't.
position for the
When the
entire
season
season.
started, they played him at three, they played him at five, they played him at six. They tried him a
No,
lot, and then they
no.
finally settled after like a few games.
So you
That's
wait,
when
you wanted
he
him
was
to
a
play at number
top
three
player.
anyways,
There's
right?
no way we're sitting and saying, "Oh, Rajat Patidar is not didn't play well last season." He did have a good performance, and I
Bro,
think
we're
he's
No,
talking
also
about
helped.
at
spending
least the
14
first half,
crores.
Rahul, at least the first half, he was pretty average, and he did pick up. To be fair, he did
Bro,
pick up the pace, but let's be real, he did not have a great overall season. At least the first half, he was very mediocre.
bro, he was very mediocre because of the role he was playing. I dude, he would come in at times when like once they would push him high up the order, once they would play him very like low down the order because they were also sort of trying to figure out where Cameron Green fits in. There was a lot of chopping and changing until a certain place in the season when there was like after which there was sort of consistency when Will Jacks came in, when they knew what exactly Cameron Green's role was. That's when I think Rajat Patidar also had more clarity as to what his was going to be. So I don't think Rajat Patidar had a bad season at all. And even the seasons before, the one that he did play for RCB before this, he had a slow start, but you see there's a player there. There's definitely a player there. And I think for me, just in terms of a risk sort of analysis perspective, Patidar is a lot safer option as compared to a Glenn Maxwell, who you know will blow hot and cold. You just don't know what to expect from Maxi. Although I
I
love
mean,
Maxwell, like I love Maxwell, but it's just one of those things, right? Like with him, it's you just don't know, and yeah, and that is where you are. Like um, again, just Rajat's numbers, bro. Like 2022, 55 he averaged, and last season he averaged like 31, but he scored those runs quickly, 177 strike rate. I think he deserves like a retention. But anyways, like again, we probably don't want to get into too details into this. RT, we have three RTMs, which could probably come in handy for them during the auction. We'll quickly move on to Mumbai Indians. Rishi, you're the MI guy, and expected like a lot of Indian retentions, which I mean they've always had a strong Indian core. Uh, Rohit Sharma, Surya, Tilak Verma, Jasprit Bumrah, and Hardik Pandya. Any surprises there for you?
Not really. Like this was pretty much. I feel. I mean, if you're being very cutthroat, I probably would have said we can pretty much move on from Rohit Sharma. But if like we do choose to keep Rohit Sharma, like I would have liked if if we could like bring down the price down. But then again, he's probably one of India's biggest players, if not the biggest, like
it
top
doesn't
three at
matter,
least.
Rishi. The thing
So
is, the rules say if you're retaining five players, you have to spend 75 crores anyway. So it really doesn't matter how it's split. Those are
True,
the
but
rules
yeah,
because
also
if you're
that's
anyways going to get five players, right? So no matter what, you're spending 75 crores. Like you can't do anything about it. So it really doesn't matter if this guy earned more or less. Like that's that's the funny part of this retention rules.
also, yeah, that's also true. So I mean, it kind of, see, like, I'm like pretty split about when it comes to Rohit Sharma. Like, it would have made sense if the team like let him move on, or is it a PR move where like they're trying to show that, okay, like it was a, like, last season whatever debacle happened, that was like everyone were on board with it, they want to show it that way, but it's a pretty expensive move for that. But yeah, if we're moving on from Rohit Sharma, I think I'm fairly, like, happy with all the players that we have retained. I think these are our most important players. Like, you take out probably say Tim David, I think this is pretty much the strongest like team of ours. So I don't have a lot of complaints about the retentions. And I mean, sorry, with when it comes to, yeah, retentions, but when it comes to RTM, I hope we can use, like, we can keep it on players, like retain players like either Akash Madhwal or Nehal Vadera, because Nehal Vadera was someone who came in and didn't get a lot of time to bat, and he batted really well. Like, he also offers that left hand. Like, he came in different scenarios. Also, I remember a couple of scenarios where we lost a lot of wickets within the power play. He came anchored, score a brilliant 50 from 30 balls. It was not very quick 50, so he anchored the whole innings. And then there was another game where he came in, he scored quick fire runs, scored 40 of 20 or something. So and we get to use him as an uncapped player also. So I feel like, I hope we can retain someone like Vadera. So other than that, I'm pretty happy with the squad that we have right now. I mean, look, like, we arguably have world's best bowler right now, and probably India's T20 captain. And you see, like, Hardik Pandya also on his day, if we can really find his form back for the season, we have a really good T20 player in Hardik Pandya. So I feel I'm pretty satisfied with this retentions.
Yeah, you've got one retention of, I mean, one RTM available
One
right now,
RTM, yeah.
of course, because of the retention. Um, but yeah, again, you've got a limited purse moving into the auction,
Hmm.
and you have some foreign slots to fill up. It's gonna be tricky. Adi, Mumbai, bro, what do you think about their policy? I mean, it's not surprising. I think it's the most easy sort of team to guess as to which direction they were going in. Always had a strong Indian core, and they've retained that core. And for the foreigners have always been a problem at Mumbai. It's probably the only thing that always
That
had
is
to
off
discuss.
date. Like, at least till like 2020, 2021, we never had a problem when it comes to foreigners. No, we always had foreigners contributing.
Yeah, and off late. So,
Yeah.
uh, are there any foreigners, bro? What's missing for them?
What's missing for them is their purse. Like basically the budget's
Yeah,
blown up. So I think that's more of an issue. I mean, see, bro, you know how Mumbai Indians work. I don't think they're really about cricket and stuff. It's more about how we show our family on screen, how we show our unity, etc. Bro, like again, I would seriously, I was surprised like with
One of
Rohit
three
being,
franchises who haven't won anything in the men's cricket department, but okay.
nice.
yeah,
I like how you specified men's.
men's exactly.
Have to be.
Had to exclude the sport, the side of the sport which he, doesn't rate. But anyways,
My team has won, buddy. My team
uh,
has won men
suddenly
and
my
women.
team
Correct.
in women's side. Anyways,
No,
as I
my
said,
team in
bro,
women's side also won, bro.
yeah, that's what. Suddenly my team in the women's side.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyways, yeah. Back to the topic. See, bro, Bumrah, obvious choice. I think Sky for me that time would have been a bit of like, does he want to go captain another franchise, bro? Because you're the Indian captain now. Then you have Rohit Sharma as the Indian captain in Test cricket, your ODI cricket, and then you come to your franchise. Then you have some guy called Hardik Pandya captaining you. So it's like I don't get that dynamics really in terms of how it works for them. I didn't think it worked for them last year. It shows that there were cracks, anyways, with Rohit Sky. There was a bit of rift. You could see it. I mean, overall, it's been shown like, yeah, no, we all love each other. We are one unity, etc., etc. But there were cracks. Now, can these guys come back together, work their whatever out, get show that okay, let's actually work as a team? Because coming on your videos and saying, yeah, this, that, one unity, etc., is fine. But when it comes on the field, when you're actually playing, is where it matters.
For
And
sure.
I've not seen them be that united, etc. But let's see how this new, campaign works with them. If it works for
Mhm.
them, good enough. But again, you have only 45 crores going into the auction. It's not like you have a lot of money. A lot of teams already, have like 60, 70 crores they can spend on premium foreigners if they want. I don't know if Mumbai have the luxury to do that, because you have another what, like 13 to 14, 15 players to fill with only 45 crores.
Guys,
Like,
see, one thing I don't understand. Mumbai and SRH spent, I mean, retained five players. They have 75 crores. I mean, they spent 75 crores. Their purse is 45 crores. Gujarat at
Yeah.
the same time retained five players, but their purse, I mean, they used up
because
50
they
crores.
have two uncapped players. So
Yeah.
uncapped players is capped at
Oh,
4 crores.
great.
Four. Yeah,
That's
that's
why.
the max price for
They
that.
only
Smart.
they only capped what, three capped
Yeah.
players, two capped
Yeah.
players,
Yeah.
or something like that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's the
Smart.
reason. So yeah, I mean, yeah, bro, that's the thing. You can't get your premium foreigners, at least, the so-called big players in the auction. They won't be able to go for maybe, your even air quotes premium Indian players, but hopefully they can see. They'll have to work on getting. See, batting is set. I think like we know that batting is set. Indian core. You'll have to get like maybe a finisher, maybe a foreign finisher, or try to keep it local, get a good finisher, and then they'll have to focus most on the spin attack and bowling. I think that's going to be the strategy. Spending at least like 30-35 crores in the bowling attack will be the most important
Yep.
part.
Yep.
They have options like Siraj where they can seriously target him, go big on him. And if they can get another pacer, it would be helpful for them. So yeah.
No, I rate Siraj, bro. She doesn't rate him, but okay. Um, CSK. Let's go through their retentions. Shocking MS Dhoni retention. Okay. Matisha Patirala, Ruturaj Gaikwad, Ravindra Jadeja, and Shivam
It's not
Dube.
shocking. Please,
Brother.
he's uncapped.
Yeah, yeah. So
Uncapped
first of all,
player with
the rule,
two
the
World
4
Cups. I'm
crore
sorry.
uncapped rule came in for him, obviously,
No,
because it's of course it's
no,
this IPL runs based on like
no.
what
Who
Which
CSK
is
other which
do.
other uncapped player has not played cricket for 5 years in any
5 years.
I
That's
mean,
what
if
I'm
they
international
want
saying.
to
team?
Then
bring
you
back
know.
Saurav Ganguly, Rahul Dravid to
More
play, maybe they
specifically
give
5 years, bro. I wonder
Yeah, why
why five
specifically 5 years,
years.
bro? Why
I
was
wonder
what?
why
five.
5 years,
It's an
bro.
arbit, like it's such a good number 5, 10, 15, 20. That's why.
Sure, sure. Why is it not 10 then?
Huh? Because
Why is
by
it
then
not
you're
six?
because cricketers play till they're 40, 45. That's still
Bro,
fine.
this
But after that,
bro,
Bro, this
they
is the
should put it 7 years,
biggest
bro.
fraud
Like
move
just
ever
tribute
in
for
IPL.
MSD
what is
number
7?
7.
Nah,
An
5 is fine.
absolute nonsense,
Yeah,
bro.
that's very
Absolute
conveniently
nonsense,
5 years.
dude. This is
I wonder which
shocking.
player hasn't played for 5 years and has retired and still playing cricket. I don't think there are many players out there. I don't even think there's any other player out there.
It's
would
so
would
it's
Faf
so it's
would
so
Faf have
brilliant
fallen in
from
this
BCCI to
category?
be all inclusive, into like
Bro,
covering
Faf
all.
retired like 2-3 years ago. He played the
Who?
World Cup, right? In T20 World Cup.
Can't remember when Faf retired.
He played the
If Faf is
2020 World Cup.
post COVID. I mean, he played through COVID or something.
Oh, Faf retired in 2021, bro. Look,
Yeah.
bro, this is
So
a
why not?
fraud move. But
Why
okay,
not three
whatever.
years, bro? Like
You
you
want
need to be
cheat?
more considerate,
You want
right?
cheat at the start of the season, Chennai? Sure, go ahead. But yeah, this is what they've got. Matisha Bhatirana, I think, is a great retention. I think somehow he's not done it for Sri Lanka,
For
but I feel like
16 throws.
13.
dude, the thing is, he's always
I
turned
mean,
up
it's technically 18 throws
For
also.
CSK, and weirdly, he does pretty well. So I can't even argue against him. Ruturaj Gaikwad is an obvious one. So is Jadeja, I guess. But I don't think Jadeja is the same player he was. So you may want to have a conversation around that. Shivam Dube is
No, but
another
you know how
interesting
it
one.
goes, right? Like with CSK, it's like CSK first, then India second kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, bro. I've seen that a lot. No, Suresh Raina also
So you
saying
never know.
that Ravindra
Hmm.
Jadeja also maybe same. And Rishi, do you have anything to say about like the
I
CSK
mean,
retention?
honestly, I felt Jadeja was. It's like okay, like see, you can retain Jadeja, but did you have to is another question because like you both said, like Jadeja is not remotely the player that he was in the past. Like like they would have had many, like, I feel it was not really a necessary move. Like from a PR perspective, it's all understood that you want your experience, your legend to play. But again, it's he has been like he hasn't contributed with the bat for a long time, and or like almost for a long time. So, and you know what you're getting, like when it comes to bowling, you're gonna get quick 4 overs, but how consistent has he been with the ball as well? So, like,
Mm.
coincidentally, he's done well today in day one of Mumbai Test, but hasn't done that for a while. And how consistent can he be over the course of the next 1 year? I'm not very sure. So it makes sense that, I mean, it's okay that they retain, but did they have to? I feel they could have gone like to like another direction. Like
So I think personally the biggest call they've taken is to let Rachin Ravindra go, who I think has probably been the
exactly,
player of the last year.
exactly.
Right? He's across formats. He's performed. ODI, he's been brilliant. He's played well. T20s. He's done well.
He didn't have a good
Test
IPL
cricket.
last year.
He had a decent IPL. Yeah, he didn't have actually he didn't
He
have a great
didn't,
IPL. He
please.
didn't have a
He
great
didn't have
IPL,
a
but
He
he
good.
didn't
had a
have a great.
great T20 World Cup. So that's where I think it's very weird for
He
Rachin
didn't have
Ravindra.
a good T20
Sorry, he
World
had
Cup
a good
also.
50 over World Cup. And
Yeah, that's a different game, right?
like, yeah, I know, but I think you sort of have to keep your patience with a player like him. I think he would have come really good for them.
See, but
Um,
again, you're spending 14, 11, 14, 18 crores on a guy who's not an
yeah, I
Indian.
think he's
So
going to go for more, bro. I think he's going to go for more than 11 crores.
I
That's why.
really doubt he would. I don't think he's going to touch even 10. See, the
Bro,
thing is,
even
he hasn't done much in T20. Like, you go back to the T20 World Cup, you go back over the years he's played, the 2 years he's
so,
shown up in the international stage. He hasn't played much T20
bro, the
game.
thing with T20 cricket, especially the last T20 World Cup, I can't even judge him because of the
He
wickets.
played in the IPL. He had a fair chance. He got enough
No,
innings
I
to play.
agree.
So,
The IPL, he didn't have a great
but you
IPL.
can't justify CSK being like, yeah, let's just it's a risk, and like you get chosen
Mm.
based on your performances, right? Like they would
But
rather
how good was Jadeja also in that manner? If you're
Jadeja
like,
won them the IPL 2 years ago. So like,
No,
and Jadeja is
okay,
not someone new. He's been there for like a very long time. So you have to take in that to also consideration. Like that, we can even say why is Rohit Sharma even
exactly.
retained.
Why I said like for both of them,
No,
I'm
but the
like,
thing
okay,
is,
I
it's
see
different
why
from
they did it, but could they have gone differently? They could have. Like no one would
but the
have
thing
blamed
like
them. Like if they didn't retain, nobody would have been like, dude, that's a bad strategic decision. Like what, that was a no brainer. Like it would have been like,
I
okay,
I
fine, like
I
I'll
I
finish things.
I
That's
am
their fun.
sure Mumbai Indians and CSK fans would go crazy if they drop Rohit Sharma and Jadeja
From an
respectively.
emotional perspective, yeah, dude. But from a cricket perspective, would they really?
bro,
Cricket
no, no.
is a
See,
part of emotion. We saw how it happened last year with Hardik and Rohit. I don't think anyone's going to be okay with them just getting not retained.
if you're a CSK fan and you see a sort of like, dude, the thing with CSK is I feel like they have so many CSK players. Somebody like a Mitchell Santner or even like a Mahesh Tikshana, who are
Mahesh
sort of
Deekshana, actually, yeah.
who are very like CSK players. Like, how would fans take to them getting dropped? Because it's a weird one. Santner has done so well over a long time for them, and I think Tikshana is also
Wait,
very like
has Moeen
can.
Ali retired
Yeah.
from all formats of cricket, or is it just international cricket again? Because if Moeen
Oh,
Ali was
both,
available,
bro.
he would have also
Moeen
been a
Ali
really
also.
good.
True, true,
If
true.
But
Moeen
you
Ali was
guys have to
available,
understand all these players are getting retained for 14 crores. It's not just how much ever numbers you guys want to put.
No, no, fair enough.
And
But
you imagine you can get Moeen Ali for 3 crores in auction, but you're telling you have to retain him for like 11 crores.
no,
Like, it
no,
doesn't
that's
make
fair.
sense.
That's fair. But again, like I, I think if you're looking at
I, I,
premium
I don't
players
think
in the
Sandler can
IPL,
go for 6 crores anyways, more than
yeah,
6
like
max.
Santner, I
Sandler
don't
probably
think is
not. But
someone.
I'm
Yeah,
scared of. I think Tikshana could go expensive.
Tikshana, no chance, bro. There are
He's one
Indian
of
spinners.
the
I think the
good
spinners this
foreign
year,
players.
anyways, there's a lot of spinners out there. I think if people are spending like 11, 10 crores on Tikshana Sander, I think it's just the franchises who's desperate and have that money to
Mm,
spend. Like, because again, we know these ballers come at the end of the auction in terms of like when all the money's been spent, right? Like, generally, you get your top players who come in the first spot, etc., however it goes. So, like, I don't think these guys will be there
mm.
anyways. And we look at that maximum 4, 5, 6 crores, bro. Like, have you apart from what Asaranga, no other spinners gone. Even Chahal went for like 6-7 crores max in the last auction, and that was a mega auction also. So like,
Mm.
I don't think any spinners will go for a lot this time. I think it's going to be more pacers and batting. You know, like the heavy hitters and batting is where the money is going to be spent.
Could, could be. Okay, we've gone through the big teams. I think RCB, CSK, Mumbai are probably the three biggest names, and then you follow it with KKR. KKR six retentions, Sunil Narayan, Andre Russell, the two foreigners, Rinku Singh, Varun Chakravarti, Ramandeep Singh, and Harshit Rana. Again, like they've sort of retained their spin core, which has given them success over the years. They've also got the big man Andre Russell. I think he had a good season last time. If yeah, Rishi was talking about him sort of KKR having a conversation around him, I don't think they should have had a conversation around him, especially after his performances last year with ball and bat. Ramandeep Singh is an interesting one for me um, because yeah, I just feel like you have better uncapped options. But anyways, um, what do you guys make of KKR? Rinku Singh again is an obvious one. So the big one, Shreyas Iyer.
Was it?
I mean,
Adi, your player, your lad,
my
your
player, bro, I don't
the
care about
best
him. You guys were
all-time cricketer of all
dropping
time,
him,
best
saying he's the
T20
next
cricketer of
Indian
all time.
captain, and also like I
Where
don't
is
really.
Shreyas Iyer, buddy? Where is he? Okay,
Why
but
do
no,
you
on a
ask
serious
me?
note, Shreyas Iyer is of course like he's the guy who is going to do the news, and they're expecting Iyer to go for big money. Do you think he's going to go for big money?
I mean, as long as it's not at RCB, I really, as a fan, as a cricketing fan, I really don't care much. Like, wherever he goes, all the best for him. Again, bro, like he's not. I don't think these guys are T20 players. Like KL Rahul, uh, Shreyas Iyer. I think their best attributes work maybe in 50 overs, and like KL works better in test matches. But when you talk about at least Iyer right now, again, I don't think these guys are explosive batsmen who are going to sit and score runs for you anyways.
Yeah,
And apart from that, we know how much injury concerns this that he's had. He's not in the Indian squad also right now. He doesn't play. We haven't played a lot of ODI anyways, but he doesn't play the test. He doesn't play T20. He doesn't
mm,
play cricket regularly enough anyways in that sense because India is playing right now heavy test games or T20 games. We barely played ODIs, right? Since the last World Cup. So you look at Shreyas Iyer, where is he playing right now? He's not playing anywhere apart from the IPL. Like technically that's what's
yeah,
happening to him
yeah,
right now.
for sure.
So you can't sit and I don't know about these reports. I don't really want to pay attention to that. But if he's asking for ridiculous numbers, again, can't verify it. I think
Mm,
it's justifiable when you're able to retain, value players like Rinku Singh, who have done something for the franchise at least. I
yeah,
think if it was a matter of like, if it was a matter of money and they couldn't agree, I think fair enough, you can't do much about it, right? Like maybe they would have had discussions for sure. I don't know what the reason is. Is it playing? Is it because, Gumby is not there, they think they can move on from him? Is it because, again, cheaper options or purely based on they want to retain these six players over, you know, keeping him. I was surprised more about a player like Phil Salt, etc. Because, bro, honestly, if you're asking me, I would rather keep Phil Salt over Russell. Like, or I would have just spent like the entire 75 crore, or like I would have tried to push Salt over Ramandeep Singh because, bro, like, I think he was very important last year. He and Narayan had a great, like, rhythm going. They worked well, and Salt has been performing well. He played well for England also. So I really don't understand why they dropped him.
yeah,
They can't RTM him also. So remember, he's not going back to KKR until they
yeah.
bid
He's not unless they
crazy
pick him up in the
number.
auction.
Yeah. So I would personally have at least had Salt in the conversation. I don't know how much they had because he's a wicketkeeper batsman for an opener. It's done, bro. Like you have your opening batsman set, and you have Rinku Singh, you have Russell in the batting lineup there, anyways. You have Varun Chakravarti as your spinner. You have Narayan as your spinner. You have Cummins again. So like, I mean, sorry. Oh, sorry. I mean, my bad. They're not Cummins, but yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
no,
they
it's
had
fine.
like a good score. I would have
Sorry.
rather had him over Ramandeep Singh because I think you can find more value players in India anyways. For 4 crores, you can get for even like 1 crore, 2 crore. You never know how it goes in the auction, right? So
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
have maybe pushed for Phil Salt, but KKR did what they had to do. And I'm
So
not
very,
surprised with Shreyas
very
Iyer
interesting.
leaving, honestly. Like, I,
Yeah.
I just think it was very obvious from the start.
Yeah. No, it's very same. I agree, but I think the two who are sort of stand out in this list to have not made the cut are Phil Salt and Ramanullah Gurbaz, the two guys who sort of who had explosive IPLs, and
But Gurbaz didn't
Gurbaz,
play much last year, so you
but
can't even
Gurbaz
blame
had
him.
a
But to be
great T20
fair,
World Cup.
to be fair, he came on and he did a really good job. Like it was
Yes,
as if he was playing the whole time, and he went on to have a really good World Cup as well. So like
the
But
all the
you know,
signs,
like, you can't retain Gurbaz and Salt. That's the
No, you can't
yeah,
like,
retain
that's
both.
true.
At least one of the two. And I think
Yeah,
there should have been a conversation because at least with Salt, not only is a wicketkeeper batsman, he's also captain England. He gives you that option
England.
for the next
mm.
KKR captain because they don't have that in the retained players. I don't think any of them can captain this team. So it they I think Salt is going to be one of those players who's going to go for a lot. Like a lot. And they don't have
So
any
this
RTMs
It
anyway.
again
this
depends, bro. Like, that's the thing, bro. Imagine if Kings 11 spend a lot of money anyways. Like, they don't have options after that. Because but the thing with Kings 11, right now we're looking at them and we're like, wow, wow, they have a lot of money. Imagine they go for 25 crores punt. Then they have to go for another 15, 16 crores on Ashdeep anyways, I'm sure. So you look at that, they already lose a lot of money. So it's not, I think these foreign players for the first time, I think they're all going to be cheaper than what you
Cheaper.
would
They probably
actually
will. They
imagine.
probably, but I think Salt will be one of those guys who will go for a lot. Like he's going to be that standout foreign pick because he's a keeper. He bats explosive, and he's a potential captaincy option. Like I'm not saying he's an obvious one, but there's a chance like he could be. And because nobody
But
has
which
retained foreigners,
team, but
he's
to be
everyone
fair,
needs it.
no team needs a captain, right? Apart from, actually, I don't think any team needs a captain, right? At the
I mean,
moment.
see, like if
at
I
least
just to
Lucknow.
throw it out, Lucknow.
Yeah,
I mean,
Puran.
nah, but like they'll probably give it to Puran, but.
They will give it to Puran.
Yeah, and like it's probably a team like RCB where you don't know who the next captain is.
I would like
You,
Salted RCB just for the
I
fact
would
that
love
we're going to
Salt.
play in Chinnaswamy
Nah, I
Stadium.
would love
And
Salt and
like,
RCB, bro. If RCB get Phil Salt, that is going to be that's like finally I'm like okay fine, but that's a Chris Gale replacement. Like we haven't seen that kind of
okay,
explosive
relax,
batter.
please,
Supposed to
please,
fill
please, just
Ral.
So I would
relax,
love to see
relax.
Phil
Like,
Salt.
I
But
get,
anyway,
I get
no,
it,
let's
No,
but
but
relax,
this
please.
team, this KKR team actually has a lot of players who are like worth mentioning. Like you had your Ramanullah Gurbaz, you have Phil Salt, you had even players like Venki Iyer, Mitch
yeah, bro.
Stark.
But they're
There are
all
like,
like Venki
and
Iyer and Stark.
even to be fair, even someone like Ankush Raghuvanshi also had a decent World Cup, but then again, I mean, sorry, decent IPL, but then again, like for 4 crores, okay, it makes sense. But I feel Venki Iyer at least should have been in the conversation. He'll give you overs and he's gonna give you explosive batting as well. So I feel he's one of those we could have mentioned. And then again, Mitch Stark, like he didn't have the greatest of opening like group stages, but then he really came alive in the knockout crutch games, right, for KKR. So I feel even that they could have maybe looked at. So even for the longer term also, but yeah, it is what it is. Like
But
when you have a successful group of players, that's like one of their downsides, right, of letting most
true,
of them go.
true. Well, we'll head on like forward. We've discussed four teams. Gujarat Titans up next. Um, very weird, dude. Like I never understand Gujarat Titans.
That's
Like
Ashish Nehra.
it's one of the hardest teams to break
He
down.
did that even with RCB when he was
Yeah,
here.
Rashid Khan, Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan, Rahul Tewatia, and Shah Rukh Khan are the five retainees. And ah, bro, I don't even know where to start with this team, man. Like retentions itself don't convince me. Like I don't know what to say. I just feel like that the team itself is so unconvincing. Rashid Khan didn't have the best IPLs last year. Shubman Gill has not had the best times, like just in cricket in general. Rahul Tewatia is just Rahul Tewatia, but I don't even know what to say about him. Sai Sudarshan
Not
is
that
young.
consistent. Come
But
on.
they got him for 4 crores. That's pretty cheap,
Yeah,
bro.
I know, but still, I would still say that there are better uncapped players than
I'm
him.
sure Tevate on in this auction, he went for 7 crores anyways, right?
But
Last
the
time.
thing is, he didn't bowl last year. Like he barely bowled last year. So another thing, like
Yeah, I don't remember him
weird.
completing 4 overs like consistently. Like
Bro, he didn't even bowl in some games. Like he didn't bowl a single
yeah,
over in some games. So him, I think that's a tricky one. If you're saying Rahul Tewatia is my like finishing bat, I don't know. Again, for me, it's not convincing. Sai Sudarshan is probably the only one who you can say, okay, you know what, like he's a reliable number three and he
But do
showed.
you guys think the thing with Sai Sudarshan for me? I don't think he's a T20 player, bro. Bro, this guy again. I
He's
think we
not.
can talk
He's
about
a
him later on.
T20.
But for me, he should only focus on Test cricket. Like I think this guy should just literally play Test cricket a lot. I think for me, looking at him, I don't think he can. See, it's more about I rather this kid play more Test cricket for India because I think he can be a solid number three option for India,
Mm.
long term, etc. And again, looking at his IPL numbers, bro, it's not that convincing. You see him scoring a bit of 40s here or there, but you look at his strike rate, it's it's almost at 100, 120 always when he scores 40 runs. It's
Yeah.
never like a situation where this guy comes in is very explosive, especially when a number three, you can't waste a lot of balls if you come early in the power play, etc. Till now, the 2 years I've seen him, I don't think he's convincing enough for a T20 player. But bro, like I think this guy is better off playing Test cricket and ODI cricket for India.
One RTM, bro, for them. Um,
Guys,
it's your.
one second. Important question. Would Mohit Sharma be uncapped player?
What, bro? He hasn't played in for India for
I
that
mean, when was the last time you guys remember Mohit Sharma playing for India? I can't think from
I think he
COVID.
played the World Cup
star,
itself.
bro. The star jersey is when I remember him from.
No, he played the World Cup, right?
Which
Which one?
Didn't he not play
2019?
the 2020-21 World Cup? Did he? I'm kind of
I
confused.
don't remember at all.
Mohit
I remember
Sharma.
Moach. I remember him playing
Bro,
some
Mohit
World Cup.
Sharma's last international match was in 2015.
What?
No
So did
way.
he play the 2015 World Cup?
I don't
I think
remember.
that's a yeah. I've seen him play some World Cup.
Bro,
I just don't
if
remember when.
Yeah, it was
if
from the
that's the
star
case,
jersey. That
then
point I remember
if
him.
if that's the case, then you might as well retain him for 4 crores, right? Uncapped player.
100%, bro. And Mohit Sharma had a great like couple of IPLs, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
by the way,
exactly.
they didn't retain Shami Miller
Yeah,
also.
Shami, I
Exactly.
think is self-explanatory. Like,
Like Shami,
Bro,
yeah,
I
you
think
don't
he'll
know
be
what
fit
you're
by
getting.
next
Injury.
March. April, he
you
will be
never,
fit.
bro. You never know with him. He was expected to come back for this New Zealand series, but he didn't come back.
Yeah, but
And
the thing
BJT
is,
also
he
wasn't
has
supposed
another
to play.
9 months. I don't think he won't be available in 9 months. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, I think they just
Not
don't want to
9 months,
risk
how
it,
much?
bro.
Like five,
They
six
had
months.
they had players like David Miller and Azmatullah Omar Zai. He often opened the bowling in that slowish Ahmedabad track. He actually was
Bro,
doing
I
pretty
there's
decent.
no way I'm going to retain Omar
Retain
guy, bro,
Omar
for
Zai, fair enough.
for
But David Miller, come
a
on,
load of money.
like, are you not retaining David Miller? It's a no-brainer for me. Like, he has been one of the
Mm.
most clutch batsmen in.
For them, bro. But again, like from a South Africa point of view, he's been in and out. Uh, it's weird.
He plays all games, bro.
He's played
Miller
every
See,
has been
round.
damn clutch for South Africa in the World Cup. Also, he was pretty clutch.
yeah,
I
he's
think
the one who
he's
Yeah.
almost beat us single-handedly. Him and Klaasen.
But yeah, I
and
don't know.
like overall, bro, he's done enough for the franchise. He's done enough in IPL over years to be like, yeah, this guy is like
Mm.
retainable, bro. Like you can't take him out. But again, if you're retaining him, you'll have. It would have only been 11 crores to be fair. It's not that, bro. Imagine retaining a
Bro,
core of
he's going
Gill,
for more.
Rashid Khan, and Miller. You have three good players there. Like,
Yeah, and I think true. Actually, in a weird way, he has been trusted, and he's sort of repaid that trust. Sort of.
bro, it's like your opening set, your middle order end is set, your bowling. You have like a proper prime spinner. Like you don't need much. You just need building blocks around them, and you can
Yeah.
get cheap. Bro, imagine getting cheap pickups. Like I think you can get players like Rachin Ravindra, etc., for a cheaper price.
Mm.
Like you get these small players. Get maybe a Jitesh Sharma. Bro, you have a good solid squad there. I would rather go with that over having Tewatia, even
Yeah,
Sai
exactly.
Sudarshan to an extent,
That's
bro.
what I'm
Like
saying. Like,
I
Davatia,
still
I
think
don't see it.
I would have chosen like Miller over Sai Sudarshan, just, bro.
With
It's
Mm.
like
Tavatia is uncapped, no?
yeah, he's not played for
Yeah, as
India.
far as I know, yeah, he's uncapped. But there are again, GT is always an interesting, intriguing one. Move on to like probably two big teams that make two big calls with two big wicketkeeper batters. Delhi Capitals, the first of the two. No Rishabh Pant. They've gone Akshar Patel, Kuldeep Yadav, Tristan Stubbs, and Abhishek Porel. Rishi, bro, no Rishabh Pant. What do you make of that?
I mean, again, going at like if you're going as per reports itself, he was apparently asking for a lot of money. If that is the case, again, like it's another Shreyas Iyer case, right? It makes sense that you let him go. But apparently, there were also reports that the GMR group, which is like spearheading the sports side of the ownership in this IPL, they wanted to go in another direction. It seems, like from a captaincy perspective and from a team perspective. So from when you look at it from that way, like okay, fine, it's understandable, but it's a big call, bro. Like you had your wicket keeper Indian, like it would have made, and someone who can bat in like as pretty much like your two down, three down, he can come as a finisher. He's come and played a lot of different roles. And to be fair, he's been getting a lot of cricket. By the time we go into IPL, he's going to have played a lot of cricket coming back from the injury as well. So he's going to be
Mm.
fully recovered from that. He's going to, like, yeah, for sure, he's going to go for big bucks. Like,
Yeah,
that's
he didn't have a
never
great
enough.
IPL last year.
Huh?
Didn't have a great IPL last year though.
That's true, but again, Rishabh Pant is one of those players. Like he's still young, dude. Like, and you're having your long-term captain set, right? I feel
Mm.
that's something you've like they have missed out on. And one of the other surprises for me was Abhishek Purel. He's done well. He's done really well, but retention worth, really, are we sure? And
Mm.
like, I feel they could have. Of course, it is foreigner, but they could have looked at even Fraser McGurk also because
Dude, if they don't RTM Fraser McGurk, I will be in
Bro,
shock.
is Fraser Magurk uncapped?
No, he's played for Australia.
Fraser McGurk has played for
Ah,
Australia now.
He played for Australia.
damn. If only Gambhir
Bro,
was their coach
he
back
was
then.
almost like the he was like almost like the embodiment of their like gung ho cricket. No, like he was the one
Yeah,
who's coming in and scoring 15, 20 balls, 15 balls. Like I remember him belting Mumbai, bro. I'm seeing some 3 overs they're hitting 60, 70. I'm like, what is happening?
yeah.
And like
I'd be very
your
surprised if they
They
don't get
can't.
him.
I don't think they can. Can they RTM him?
They can RTM. They have two
they can
RTM.
RTM him.
So like they can RTM. But it's just weird, dude. Like, why would you risk it? Like, everybody has seen Fraser McGurk now. Everybody's
Yeah.
taken notice of him. He's going to be one of those players people will go after, along with Phil Salt as that foreign opening
Hmm.
bat. I think.
Would you have chosen Fraser Magurk over Stubbs though? That's the question.
No, I would have gone Stubbs. I think
Hmm.
Stubbs is a
Yeah, same.
more
I think
reliable
I think
player.
Stubbs is a little bit
But I would
more.
also
Yeah.
had Fraser McGurk.
But the way Fraser Magurk played last year,
Yeah, I would have had
I
both.
mean, to be
I
fair,
think both.
Stubbs overall has also had only one good IPL solid IPL season till now. Like the only thing is Stubbs has been playing decent in for South Africa also in terms of playing games here there. But again, he didn't have a great World Cup if you look at it. T20 World
True.
Cup, he was pretty mediocre.
But he
But
played.
Bro,
again,
do you guys also realize that they didn't retain Mitch Marsh there? If they would have
oh,
probably retained his, like they would have a potential captain, that also would have been settled.
Rishi,
Like
you're
he's
going
their
to pay 18
Australia
to
T20
11
captain.
crores for him. That's the
Huh?
problem.
I don't
They
see
would have
anyone.
had to pay 11 to 18 crores for him.
Bro, and you know
Again,
that he's going to bowl. Like,
you would know, first of all,
Hmm.
he's never been consistent in the IPL. Tell me once where
yeah, yeah,
Mitchell Marsh has played an
No, no, no,
entire IPL.
I'm not 100% convinced, but that was again probably another option of
true, true.
like one of those players.
Now it
Bro,
just
but
seems like, bro, like they need with Tristan Stubbs. I think he's becoming the face of South African cricket almost like
Hmm.
across formats, and they see him as that next sort of big name player. He could become that, and I think Tristan Stubbs is a good call.
But
But
what about like, bro? Do you guys still think? Okay, again, I'm just putting it out there. Like, bro, you saw how last year's like spinners were like treated just for like smashing sixes, like at least the majority of the tournament. And if we go by last year's IPL, would you rather have kept Kuldeep over like Fraser Magurk? Because again, I feel like spinners, not only like Kuldeep, go to your prime spinners like Jadeja and even Rashid Khan. They've all got smacked out of the park last year. You know,
mm,
so that's my thing. Like, would you rather just put them in the auction and then see where what happens with players like Kuldeep?
but
Because
if
I
I
still
was
think, bro, T20s become so batsman oriented. I'd rather keep like we know they're gonna go for high amounts, so I'd rather just try to keep them.
yes,
And that
if I
Delhi pitch was like the most exploited by batsmen, right? They were going
100%,
after
bro.
Exactly. That's my thing,
That's the
bro.
thing, right? If I were Hyderabad or Delhi, I would
Delhi.
go all seam, like complete seam attack with one left arm orthodox who is not going to toss the ball, who will just give me flat, quick overs like Akshar Patel.
They have
And that will
Akshay
be my
Patel.
only spinner. Like if I were
Hmm.
them, like I would do that. But it's an interesting. I mean, of course, Kuldeep. I see
Again,
that.
Kuldeep, 12, 13 crores, whatever it is. I think you could have got him for a decent price in the auction.
Mm.
Kuldeep
For me,
is
it's more like,
2 crores.
again, I get why they did it. It's like, it's still a very risky option taking out. But I would want to see some team be more bold and be like, it's okay, we want to back, our youngster. Because, bro, the way Faisal Maga played last year, and if that's how IPL is going to continue, I think he's a net
Yeah.
positive player than Kuldeep Yadav just in this format, in this
True.
tournament,
I
whatever you
agree.
want to say it. And I think we have to look at that. That's what I was
I
coming
agree.
from.
I agree. But yeah, that is where Delhi stand. The other one with the big wicket keeper batter call is LSG with KL Rahul.
Oh wait, I thought you were talking about Butler because he was like big wicket keeper cap. No, I didn't know we were going to LSG.
He's a good
Oh,
player.
what is all this switch suddenly? Bro is
Bro,
talking about
very,
KL Rahul like
very big
some.
player, bro. Come on, big player,
I
big
think
captain.
I'm talking about Test or T20 with Rishi.
Hmm. No,
He's
I'm
big
talking
call.
about cricket in general.
He's still, bro, he's still a big name. KL Rahul has been dropped, and there's a lot of social media content around this stuff. There's a lot of um, people
There's a lot of
suggesting that,
chat from that ownership side also now.
yeah, suggestions that KL Rahul could be on his way back home.
That's not
What do
how
you think,
auctions
bro?
work, sir. That's not
Bring
how
him
auctions
I
home.
know, yeah, so I'm just saying it. So we're just building a narrative, we're
See,
building a
see,
story.
Adi, do you also know
It's
how auctions
preparation a
work?
great homecoming.
That you know how also auctions work
We
that
spent
certain
our
teams.
21 crores quota on
No,
Virat. We don't have the budget,
Adi,
sir.
certain teams are going to ask players, listen, do we bid for you? Like, do you have an interest in coming? If they straight up say
No, it
no,
doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if Delhi still
if
bid one bid extra than you, you're done. You're not going to get killed out. How much ever you talk to him, how much ever you created your Instagram post, that's the thing of auction.
No,
The
no,
highest
nah,
bidder wins. That's
I
the
think
thing. You
RCB
can't
it's,
just.
deserves KL Rahul,
listen,
man. Like,
it's
Why
bro,
Preeti Zinta has her bank account ready,
homecoming,
Rishi.
homecoming for KL Rahul,
bro,
bro.
Exactly.
It's
Going
listen,
back
I
home to Punjab.
deserved.
bro, you're acting like bro, he's some
Bro,
useless player,
please.
but
I'm not disrespecting him. As I said, I just don't think they're T20 players. When I have players like Phil Salt and Faisal Magag right there who are ready to hit sixes, I don't want to see another test match in
no, but
Chinnaswamy
imagine
Stadium.
you get Phil Short and KL. They open the batting, Kohli at 3 and Rajat at 4. Wow.
Why do you need
Right?
two
Bro,
keepers?
this Rahul, if you rewind the clip, Rahul was begging Rajat Patel to come number
I
three.
know, but
That's
dude,
his
like,
best
Yeah,
position.
dude,
suddenly
You
it's okay to
can't.
bro,
accommodate.
see, the thing is, I'm a sucker for sports narratives, especially something like this, bro. Like,
Bro,
bro,
this is not a narrative.
what a
This
beautiful
This is
story
not,
would
but the
be
thing is, this is not a
he
sports
played.
narrative. This is some emotional
to have.
narrative. No, this is not a good player coming back home. This is pretty
Bro,
much.
not even good player coming back home. He only played one season for RCB. He's played more for Punjab than RCB.
True.
Please.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
that's
coming
true.
back home. I mean, he's coming back to the team that he said in an ideal situation, I would love to play for RCB.
Okay, in an ideal
God.
situation, I play defensive midfield for Man United. We all want a lot of things. Okay,
Actually, he's
we all
actually playing professional
we,
cricket. You are playing
yeah,
street
no,
football.
we
There's
all.
a
I
difference.
mean, it'll be the same thing, bro. It'll be the same thing. It won't be that different. We'll both look out of place.
But yeah, okay. KL Rahul is the big one that's gone. A lot of course, there's a lot of stuff just saying, okay, RCB just go for him. Players retain Nicholas Poor and Mayank Yadav. Not surprised. I'm a hope like none of us are surprised with Mayank Yadav. Ravi Bishnoi, Mohsin Khan is an interesting one again. But I think the left arm option is what sort of has prompted that. Ayush Badoni. I think Ayush Badoni is the interesting one. You think they could have gone elsewhere, or Ayush Badoni is a fair retention? Nicholas Pooran is probably the next captain. Any surprises for you guys? LSG?
Uh, Bro, I think I would have honestly kept Pooran and just started fresh. Like if it was up to me, give him the 18 crores.
Would you want to lose Mayank Yadav? Like that kind of raw talent that
Bro,
you
but that's
haven't
the
seen.
issue. Like, again, bro, see, he's not going to be a cheap option. He's going to come again. What under these rules will be 14 crores. My thing is they have an RTM. You can risk it anyways. Like my whole factor is these players, bro. I don't know how. Like with Mayank Yadav, he's a great potential talent, etc. And we know the hype around him, the pace he had. But at the end of the day, last year he missed majority of the IPL. And again, he
Mm.
still not played consistently for India. Has not been able to break into the squad, whatever you want to say it. So for me, it's more about value picks. Again, retentions. Unfortunately, we have to correlate them to their prices, right? And that's what I'm looking at. Like I'm not talking about them just based on
Yeah,
their
yeah,
talent,
yeah.
etc. But again, Mayank Yadav is a good pick, but I don't know if he was. I think he could have gone lesser than 14 crores in the IPL auction for sure. But maybe it's the franchise that want to trust him, etc. Right? A fair call. I can't really, talk. It's a decent call, but like I would personally just keep Puran, go fresh. I have five RTMs anyways. Like let's see how it works out in the auction, right? Even if Mayank Yadav went for 16, 17 crores, we're ending up paying 3 crores extra, which is not that much when you think about it, right? Because again, the fact is you don't know he can come for a lesser price, and these players don't come in the beginning of the auction. They come later on in the auction, where generally all the big hitters would have gone for a lot of money anyways. So in that aspect, I always
Do
would
you
have
not
thought,
think
okay,
Mayank
fine.
Yadav would have gone for big bucks?
I don't think he would have gone above 16, 14 crores. Bro, I think they would have come around 8 to 10 crores max. Like
Bro, the
Mayank
thing
Yadav,
is, our
because you have a lot of
raw,
bowlers here, bro.
raw talent, I feel like Mayank Yadav is just up there. But yeah, you never know. Fair,
I
fair
think it's
play.
for me, I never know. Bro, see, 14 crores is a lot when you have to build a squad with a budget, right? That's my
Mm.
point. But dude, fair play. LSG trust him a lot. Maybe that 14 crores, 16 crores would have gone to KL if he wanted to stay, etc. And instead of KL, this is, pivoting the money to this guy. So I think in that sense, it's fine. Like, in that perspective. But I,
Mm.
I still think with Ravi Bishnoi, I think they pushed it a bit. I don't know, just my opinion. But he's a
Okay.
guy who suits their home ground a lot from what we've seen, their home
Yeah, he does.
stadium. I
I think
think
you
that
need a good
exactly. So I
you
think
need
that
good
was the
players.
perspective. But again, bro, that's the thing. Like, I'm sure if you put Ravi Bishnoi in the auction, he would go less for 11 crores. I just feel like that. And that's my whole point. Like,
Mm.
I think these guys didn't want to risk it anyways. But apart from that, dude, Badoni, it's very unknown. 4 crores. I think every team overpays for some one or two uncapped players, anyways. I don't know if they didn't see any other talent outside. I think you can still find better finds. Like, I would go to the extent of saying someone like Lomror would have been a better pick if you had to go a pick from the market, right? In the
Mm.
auction, etc.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
Again, I think he's been with them for what 2, 3 years now. So like I think they trust him. They want
Yeah,
to groove him, etc. So fair play.
looks
Like
like
let's see
it.
how it works out for them.
Looks like
Bro,
it.
for me,
Hmm.
just this one that Ayush Badoni, again, he's 25, 25-year-old. He's going into a known team, but he had a really poor IPL, to be fair, last year. And like, okay, you can say the track did not suit a lot of batsmen. You could see a lot of batsmen. It was not a very high scoring ground, that Ekana Stadium. And to be fair, he came in like to like he came in situations where you just needed him to like guide the innings, like something that I saw in someone like a Neil Vadera. Like you come in, you anchor, you get a 50 of 30, you get a 60 of 40, that would have been sufficient. And he didn't do that a lot. And considering you have, say, an alternative like Ellis, like Lucknow pitch is very like spin friendly. If you are retaining someone like Ravi Bishnoi, you might as well could have retained someone like an Amit Mishra again for uncapped player for 4 crores. Bro,
Yeah,
my heart is full, bro. My only aim in this podcast was to find out other uncapped players, old uncapped players, and I found two more. Like, bro, I'm
Brandon,
happy.
1 second. Amit Mishra will not field for more than 4 overs.
Field.
Sad guy, bro.
It's okay.
He
He just
won't
has
field
to. He
for.
can bowl 4 overs. He'll field 4 overs. He's done his
He's
job.
not going to field for 4 overs, bro. There's no chance he's lasting for 8 overs on a cricket field. But anyways,
He'll just stay inside the circle during power play.
bro,
It's more than enough. He's done his
chance,
quota.
bro. No chance, bro. You don't
Bro,
kind
he's
of
done
Dhoni
his quota
agenda, bro.
in his career itself. Like I don't
No,
think.
bro. Don't drive your Dhoni agenda, bro. First of all,
What Dhoni, bro? I am talking. I am being an advocate for elderly cricketers, bro. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. Just
Yeah,
shut
so
your
start
mouth.
off with Piyush Chawla, no Rishi. Start
Don't
off with
drive.
Piyush Chawla.
Yeah, I would like again.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
a good
sure.
player. It's just that we had better options to retain,
Oh,
unfortunately.
you have one spot left. You could have put him as an uncapped player for 4 crores.
No, Piyush Chavla.
That's true. That's true. Uncapped. No, we have Nehal Vadera. That's the thing.
We'll see. We'll see. But okay.
They
Bhala.
didn't retain him, no.
No, they didn't
Who?
retain RTM.
No, 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 they haven't. Hmm.
But Rajasthan Royals, guys, sort of going through, I think, in terms of popularity. That's it looks like that. Um, Sanju Samson, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Riyan Parag, Sandeep Sharma, which is interesting one, Shimran Hetmaya, Dhruv Jurel. I actually love their retention scheme from Rajasthan Royals. The big names, of
Bro,
course, are
I'm
Joss Butler.
sorry to disturb, but I feel like Rajasthan Royals, I don't know, they just feel like such a boring team. I just don't know why. Like, bro, their entire lineup just feels damn boring. I just don't know why.
It is, but it's all. I would
Define boring. What the hell? There is
think
just
Shimran
Bro,
Hetmaya
their
is their
captain
one.
is aura less, minus 100 aura. And then
he's
Jaiswal, I
playing
think,
well. He just wants to
only
play
thing
cricket. He doesn't want to do
Jaiswal's
some
like,
Instagram
he just wants
modeling.
to sit and work
Rishi, as
hard.
a
He's
fellow
a humble
Malayali,
lad.
how would you like to respond?
Bro, I'm sorry. He doesn't want to be some social media influencer. He's going about playing cricket, captaining his side. That's it. He doesn't want to come post selfies and with fans are chanting. He doesn't want to dance to their tunes and all. I'm sorry. He just wants to play cricket, bro. Leave him alone,
Mm.
my captain, my guy, Sanju.
But
Bro, yeah, but
no, no,
whatever.
yeah, no Joss
Point is,
Butler, no Trent Bolt.
I feel
No
like,
Yuvraj,
wait, again,
no
I feel
Yuvraj
like
Chahal.
it's just that, sorry, but I feel like it's just that jersey that makes me feel like they're aura less now.
Bro, that
See,
jersey
that's
is
true.
terrible.
That
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 jersey
that
is
I can
Bro,
admit.
terrible,
Like
bro.
that
going
jersey
from
is
their
just
blue jersey to this just makes me feel like I can't watch
RR
them
have
itself.
RR consistently have like they've had one of the worst jerseys ever. Yeah,
From the best jerseys before when they were blue gold to what they have right now, I just
bro,
can't.
now and even before this when they had I don't know since Luminous started sponsoring them, I don't know when that started, but
Bro, but this last two seasons jerseys made me like I just can't watch them even more.
that just makes you cry. So that's where we are. But interesting calls. Joss Butler is probably the biggest one. Was it time to move on from Butler? Would you take him over Hetmeyer? I would take him over Hetmeyer. Any
yeah,
Butler, you
same.
can't take him out. I don't know why they didn't. Like I would have just I
Do you
get it
guys
they chose. I feel like
like?
yeah, sorry.
You guys realize that zero English players have been retained this IPL. Like I feel one of the reasons could be that they all
There is
like half the time they all pull out in like
could
in the
be.
like halfway
Will
through the tournament they're like yeah no we need to go we have our test commitment this that like could be one of
Rishi,
the
before
reasons.
that also there are only two players that it is worth to retain in this like English players right now. Like apart from Phil Salt and
Yeah, Phil
Butler, there's
Salt.
no other player who you can retain
Yeah, that's
anyways.
true.
That's true.
Like
That's true.
you only have Sam Curran. I don't think he's worth
Yeah,
that
bro,
money
Sam
anyways.
Curran.
Liam
Ben
Livingstone
Stokes
again.
had
So
a
like
good IPL last year, probably Ben Stokes.
Arre,
he's
He
not.
also
bro.
He's not. He
failed in
didn't
Ben
play IPL
Stokes has
last
been
year.
so bad. Like
exactly.
he has been terrible. Like just in cricket in general.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's
So
had a poor year. But yeah, Butler, bro. I don't know why. I really can't imagine Butler playing for another team now because they can't RTM him anyways.
yeah.
Again, until they break the bank, which doesn't make sense. Huh?
Can't they? Oh yeah, I mean our team.
No, no,
Yeah,
they can't.
They
Six
can't. They have
retentions
six.
there, none.
So that's kind of crazy. I don't know why exactly. I don't think it's a form thing because he was still one of the best players last year. I
Mhm.
don't know what they want to do, in terms of I is it Samson Jaiswal opening now? I think that's what's gonna maybe that's the reason they didn't want Butler anyways. But bro, it's such a big call. Like, how can you lose Butler?
Yeah,
Like,
it is
it's pretty
huge.
like losing a best player. Like, it's like Virat leaving RCB. I feel like for a team like Rajasthan, it's equivalent to that. Like, bro,
Mm.
remember last year how he single-handedly won against KKR, that century where he scored? Even against
Yeah.
RCB, he scored a century. Bro, like it's insane. How can you like? I don't know what's the reasoning. I don't know if there are
No,
any
he's one of the best players, like just in
bro.
general.
Like uh, I don't know why. What was the whole point of it? But fair enough.
Like
I think
Trent
they could
Bolt
have.
is the
But they
other
could
one.
have kept like Jaiswal, Butler, and whatever Samson. Like you have to keep him. Means you have to keep him. Like three players. Like I don't think Sandeep Sharma is that necessary where you retain him. I
I
think
think,
you can
but
go.
Sandeep Sharma would
What
have
about
come under
Deep
like
Surya
uncapped,
then?
no?
He's played for India, right?
I don't
No,
think.
he came under uncap. No.
Yeah,
Yeah. But still, like you're still losing a spot, even of RTMing, even of like keeping, this guy. Again, Hetmeyer again, bro. Like, are you guys saying Sandeep
Hetmeyer,
Sharma, Hetmeyer?
Hetmeyer, I'm not convinced, bro. I would
Again,
have
I don't
went
want to be
towards
so
Holt or
harsh on
Butler.
Dhruv Jurel, but bro, over Butler, bro, it's
Yeah, yeah. No, no, fair, fair. That's
Yeah,
like
Dhruv
actually
Jurel
again, I
gone
don't.
for like 14 crores, mind you.
yeah.
Sorry.
Dhruv Jurel's like they're retaining him for 14 crores, mind you.
Bro, Dhruv
Yeah.
Jurel is same, bro. I wouldn't. There's no way I'm paying so much money for a cap player. That Dhruv Jurel has not done that much for me to be like,
Exactly.
oh,
He's
Over
yeah.
Butler, like that's the thing.
yeah, for
Bro,
sure.
Is
He's
he
also
injured?
definitely.
Like, what was the thought process? Is he not going to play IPL? Is he going back? I read some rumors
Probably.
saying England have, as Rishi said, his the commitments, etc. But I mean, last year that's what happened, right? I remember he left. He didn't play the playoff, right, against RCB.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the same. Even Phil thought, if I, yeah, right. Even Phil thought exactly. But
Oh yeah, that's yeah. He
if
didn't.
that's the reason, I think I can understand. But it's like, bro, you
Bro, but
lose Butler. Now you don't even play the playoffs. Like, what can you do now? Like,
bro,
it's
the
like
thing
that.
is, last year the T20 World Cup was there, which is fair.
I remember it. No,
Yeah.
but
So
they
Bro,
were having a home
in the
series.
previous years, a lot of players have left Bairstow and all left for tests. It's
hmm,
not
It's their
just T20.
summertime. So what happens is their summertime, right? June,
Yeah.
July. So they have to sit, go back to camp, and they're very like due diligent. Like we want to represent our country. We will go back, report and start because they have to prepare for. Bro, generally they have a long summer. They'll have tests to play. Previously they had Ashes, even Stark pulled out, etc. At times. So like, bro, generally, England are always going to end up leaving. But again, bro, I think it's Butler again. It's not some. It is not some
Yeah, it's a
other player.
no-brainer.
Like, bro, you can't just take him out, bro. I just don't get
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Fair enough. Fair
Bro,
enough.
do you guys feel they could have retained someone like Avesh Khan instead of uh,
No
Dhruv
chance.
Jurel?
Avish,
No chance.
this
Avesh
Avish
Khan.
Khan played for India, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's capped.
He's a
But bro,
cap
do you
player.
realize those 4 overs he's not gonna get? He's again one of those players.
I
Probably
rather have
after
Sandeep Sharma if
Bumrah,
I'm going to
No,
retain.
da, no chance,
no,
man.
after
No Avesh
Bumrah,
Khan.
he's one of those players who I've not seen get like slapped
And he,
proficiently. Like he
no, da,
holds,
he gets
he
smashed.
he, he just doesn't. He hits those right lengths, right lines. He doesn't get whacked. That's one of the reasons
I'm not
why
even close
I
to that.
like I hate like I've hated like him bowling to Mumbai or to other teams because I know that teams are not going to go after him simply because he bowls it that well. He keeps it like really good in the end also.
Rishi,
Whenever he played for India, also he used to bowl in the death. No,
his economy last year was nearly 10.
no way.
It was. Now I'm giving you the numbers.
See, right now I feel like 8, 9, 10 is a decent economy in
Eight
this.
rank, bro, 9.59 and the year before 9.76. It's not amazing for me to be like, oh yeah, bro, like, I'll retain you and
But you
all.
can't, bro. Again, Rishi, would you pay 11 crores for
Yeah,
Avish
for
Khan?
Adesh Khan, no chance, bro.
11 crores for Avesh Khan or 14 crores for Dhruv Jurel.
No,
I would choose Dhruv
Gujarat is a
Jurel.
terrible choice. Like that's, bro, you
No, but if
can't.
I had an option, I would choose Dhruv Jurel because
No, no, these
this.
two were your only options. Like Avesh Khan for 11 crores or Dhruv Jurel for
Why
14
Yuzvendra
crores.
Chahal?
Also, yes. Also, yes.
So,
Yuzvendra Chahal. If you,
so
if
The
you,
thing, bro, that's the thing. I feel like we are in an era where these spinners are going to get undervalued just for the fact of how the game is changing. And you see,
no,
bro,
but
that's my
bro,
thing. I'd rather have.
right arm leg spinners will not go out of fashion. No, they're always
no,
like
they
even
will,
in
especially
in,
in
in
T20 cricket.
spinners. Yeah, in spinners, it's the right arm leg spinners who are the most sought after in T20 cricket.
Yeah, yeah,
No, but you
I
see
agree.
how Chell died on last year. His economy, everything is like. I get the value. They're always going to get wickets for you, but I still think in this era, I'd rather have a batsman who can score me 40, 50 runs over a bowler who can get me 3 wickets. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mm,
In terms of like, I would rather, bro. That's the thing. Like, we come to the state where you'd rather have Bumrah who gets 0 for 24 over 3 for like 45. You know what I mean? I'd rather have a bowler who can give me 0 for 24.
mm,
I would rather do that, right? And I think even last year, you see, bro, like, see, first of all, I think the Pacers were better in terms of because they had the option of second bouncers, because they have the option of, slower balls, slower bounces, whatever it is, that variation. I think they were more useful for for captains, batsmen, ball, whatever it is, like to face than like in terms of spinners. Just from my perspective, what I saw last
Mm.
year. I just think, bro, like I rather have a batsman. That in T20, I rather always have a batsman. That's just my opinion.
Right?
Mm.
Two more teams to go through, guys. Sunrisers. Again, I don't think too many surprises. Pat Cummins, captain, who has led that team pretty well. Henrik Larsson, I don't think again a lot of surprises. Travis Head, Abhishek Sharma, the two openers who sort of lit up the competition. The only one that probably interests people is Nitish Kumar Reddy. But as an all-round pick who will give you some overs and some batting at the death. You guys happy with SRH Ranjan? Not too many surprises. I don't think there are major surprises because yeah, who else? Who else would you have had here?
Bro, but you have to realize Nitish Kumar Reddy is a 16 crore pick, a 14 crore pick,
I know. That's probably the only thing that would have.
not a 4 crore pick.
Would you
So
have gone for somebody like a Fazal Haq Faruqi instead? Like who will play all
I
the
don't think I don't think like see the retention was a bit of a stretch. Like that's my opinion. I don't think
mm,
like you had to retain him for 14 crores because
mm,
technically he's the last retention out of those five, and your last retention is 14 crores.
yeah,
And if you look at that team, I think they were well stacked enough to like. I think they could have played around numbers like overpaying class into 24, 23 crores was a bit of a stretch. They could have bought 2, 3 crores, from maybe Abhishek Sharma and given it to him. I think they could have done that, whatever it is. But I think
mm,
Nitish ready for 14 crores. Just overall, technically it is 14 crores and it is a bit much. But see, I think they worked out however they wanted. I would have rather had that 14 crore in going into the auctions. Because
Mm.
bro, again with Sunrisers, I rather like focus on like getting the bowling right from last year. Because you see your batting, it's set, your top three, like three fantastic batsmen you have. I would have spent that 14 crores on getting the right bowlers than just having one Nitish ready. Like in just my
Bro,
opinion.
Adi,
Because
do you realize that other than probably Pat Cummins, almost every other bowler was going for a lot of runs. Like, and they didn't. It's not
that
like
is
they
the
had
point. Because they had a weak
terrible
bowling lineup, right?
bowlers.
Bro,
Like
you
that,
see
the
Sunrisers.
SRH, that ground itself is like. I think when India played Bangladesh also in that ground, they also everyone went for big runs. That ground is a high scoring runs. Like I don't think you can pick out like those many bowlers who can lock things
that's
down.
true. That's true. That's
No,
true.
but I'll tell you one thing. Like fair enough. They got to play like what 8 games at home.
Mm.
At the end of the day, we know SRH want to go plays, playoffs, finals, whatever it is. Now you go to that playoff stage where you're like, okay, anyways, we're going to get smacked. Let's focus on batting. That's what they did last year, and you translate to that. The way they performed in the playoffs, it was not up to the mark. Both the times when they played KKR, which was the so-called best team, they got found out very easily. And that's my
Mm.
point. I think last year also they just didn't have that bowling lineup, the explosiveness in the bowling lineup, whatever you
Mm,
want to call it. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
They didn't have a strong spin lineup also, which ended up costing them a lot also.
She
So yeah, but he was also pretty expensive last year. Like he
exactly.
was not.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
He
thing. Like
wasn't
spinners
great.
were just expensive. So like,
No.
bro, I would rather like have 14 crores to play around. Like, you know, do you think Nitish Kumar would go for 14 crores in an auction? I don't think so, bro. Like,
Mm,
I'm sure he wouldn't go for 14 crores. Like,
I,
even if you wanted to keep him, you could have RTM'd him at the end of the day. Like, it's just the option of giving me going to the auction, seeing how
going into
the
the auction with
this thing
more
plays
options.
out. Yeah, bro. Like, I would have not. Like, just me personally wouldn't have.
no fair. I think that's the only questionable one in this SRH lineup. But yeah, I think fair play to the
But if he
team.
was uncapped, fair enough. Like 4 crores is still like
Yeah, yeah,
you
but
get
he's
you know
capped.
what you're getting with it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Just one other team to go through, guys. Punjab Kings have sort of probably they're the one team that are going for a complete revamp. Prabhsimran Singh and Shashank Singh, the two guys who've been
But they do
replaced.
this every year, every auction they do this. Like
Yep,
this is not something
going
new.
with the biggest purse into the auction. Just 9.5 crores for these two. Um, Crazy.
Wait, they didn't retain Ashutosh Sharma. Ashutosh Sharma and Shashank Singh were the ones who were hitting, no?
But
No, bro,
Prabhsimran was not too
Prabhsimran
bad.
was pretty like.
Yeah, he was pretty good too. So
But
No, he
probably
was
the
good,
problem
but
with Prabhsimran is that he's like an opener or a number three. But you have better
yeah,
options already for those things. Like if you ended up going
yeah.
right, I would
no, but
have.
again, Ashutosh Sharma is again one more uncapped player, yeah. Like for 4 crores, for the kind of returns he gave last year, I don't think it would have been that
Because
bad an option to have
because
in like with
bro, the
you.
thing with Ashutosh Sharma last year was very short. Like he had 2 3 games which was good, then it died down. We all saw it. That's the thing, right? Prabhsimran Singh was their top scorer, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but dude, they don't have any other convincing players only, bro. It looks a little flat.
Rabada.
I'm not surprised at all. Yeah, Rabada, but Rabada in T20s is
18
another.
crores Rabada.
Nah, bro.
I don't think 18
Not in
crores for
T20 cricket,
Rabada.
man. Sorry. Rabada.
Would Rahul Chahar be an uncapped player? Has he played for India?
He
He's
played for
played for
India. He
India.
played for
He's
India.
played for India.
No,
Yeah.
like when was his,
Are
He,
he's played.
he played
Played
2021 World Cup. He
very
played, man.
recently.
Harpreet Brar?
Harpreet Brar was probably the only other guy I would have considered as my left arm
Hmm.
uncapped option because he's good, very consistent, sort of that.
And
Actually,
he can
yeah,
tonk
bro.
a couple of sixes
Actually,
also.
go for him.
Yeah,
Like in the end, he'll actually come and tonk a couple of sixes.
yeah, could he could, yeah. But again,
But
like
dude,
this,
that's the thing with Punjab. They
black.
always do this. They always have a nice purse. They always going into the auction saying we're going to get our player this year. That we'll see, bro. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens. They
they
have
just
We'll
shouldn't.
have to
They
wait
just
and
shouldn't
watch.
meddle with RCB when it comes to KL Rao. They should just go for someone like
I
Pant and
agree,
let
bro. Same,
RCB
same,
have
same, bro.
KL
I
Rao.
agree. I really think just leave it for RCB to take over. Well, thank you very much. We'll have a good time. But yeah, that's basically it. That's those are the retentions we've gone through every single team. It's been good fun. We'll before the auction, of course, because it's going to be fun and very interesting to see who goes for like which player, and we can probably discuss what teams need, what teams don't need, a little more in detail. So that's that, guys. Thanks for joining in. Thanks Adi and Rishi for joining as well. Please like and share the video, subscribe to Sports Khabri. Get ready for the IPL. See you.